rivals, a lot of honor at stake, leading their teams. I can't wait.
Yeah, and we already have a poll here, and that's the question on my mind, David. I'm going to ask you, can the Alpine SG Pipers stop the Alaskan Knights from what they're doing?
It's not going to be easy, but if anyone can, this team can. Magnus, though, might need to step up for his team. A win with Black is always difficult when you face a world-class opponent. Having Black means that you just react. If Giri wants to shut this game down and make a draw, he might be able to. But on paper, very balanced teams, two giants.
Right, D4 played by Anish, that already shows that, maybe he's not angling for a draw, yeah? Like, if he could have gone E4.
That's right, not known as the most drawish move. We should remind everyone, Anish Giri throughout this event has clearly had a strategy of just trying to neutralize the other icons. And here we see the Catalan opening.
Plays Magnus's opening against him. I mean, Anish has played the Catalan many times, but Magnus has played this very opening with this little pawn push at the highest level at the World Championship match.
That's right, Magnus loves playing this from the white side, so already mind games at play, psychology, using your opponent's favorite weapon against them. That is, I think, very wise from Anish Giri as he looks away. A bit of a frown, then a smile there as he's looking at the other boards, and Magnus reacts in the most solid manner. Look at the center, it's really tense. Magnus just makes what we call the triangle, the pyramid of pawns here, rock solid for Black.
Right, he's just trying to keep as many pieces on the board as possible so that the game can go on for a long duration, and then David, he can take a call. Okay, is draw good for my team or not? I'll see that.
Exactly, I think for the most experienced team players, that is what to do. Just keep the game alive, make sure you don't take too much risk, and you always have to be ready to take kind of a decision later, change the pace depending on how your teammates are doing. Anish develops his bishop out, maybe not the most common move in that position. I've played this many times from both sides. Usually a white rook slides to the center or a white knight comes out, but yeah, Anish developing his bishop. And Magnus pauses. I'm expecting the black light squared bishop to take 1 or 2 steps forward. Man, let's go back to those icons though. This game has moved quite quickly into the middle phase now.
And David, you need to explain to us these little things that have happened here. Anish has given up that bishop which was there on this square and doubled his pawns. You can see that white has 2 pawns on the same file. These are doubled pawns, and black on the other hand also has the bishop pair. He has the 2 bishops. So why did Anish do this?
Yeah, it's committal. It's like you said there, Sagar. In chess, you can never have anything your own way. You have to give in order to get. It's often a clash of strategies here. White is very much going for the center. It's all about the 4 central squares. White has 2 pawns now, kind of controlling the dark squares with his pieces. With the white knights perfectly centralized, you control extra. That kind of complex in the middle. The white light square bishop as well. Great piece. Like you said, black's advantage of the dark square, the bishop pair is very long term. So Magnus, the longer the game goes on, the more confident he'll be. Short term, white's pieces are better poised, and the double pawn's not really a factor because white's king has sufficient defending pieces around it. Personally, I prefer the bishop pair, Saga, but it is a matter of taste here. It's a real kind of trade-off, and we'll see whose strategy is rewarded a bit later.
Yeah, and look at the time right now. It's Magnus has 15 minutes 30 seconds while Anish has more than 18 minutes on the clock. That's an edge of 3 minutes. And look at Anish there. He's like, what is this move? He's very surprised there.
Yeah, visible there on his body language, Anish Giri. He looks really confident, but wow, look at all the white pawns. They're literally all on dark squares right now. That is great strategy for anyone at home. If one of your bishops is traded off, here white's dark square bishop has departed from the board. Control that color complex with your pawns. Those pawns perfectly complement the white light square bishop, which will control some squares later.
Right, so this one is definitely looking very interesting with a lot of imbalances. I think Anish is happy with his position, and Magnus also should be very pleased because what he wanted is a big fight. What he wanted was a complex position with a lot of possibilities that does not peter out into equality, and that is what he has got.
Yeah, it's a very imbalanced position. It's lots of small little things, but it's hard to imagine.
guys, one of them is completely winning. And guess who it is?
It's Magnus Carlsen. We can see from the body language, he leans back. A bit of a shake of the head because I think he's just shocked Magnus right now. Giri has blundered a piece in one move. He's just lost a knight. It's a bit of a trick. It was a hidden trick, but Giri walked straight into it and suddenly, out of where, he can almost resign. Let's show that. Let's do an action replay, Saga, of the action we've just missed.
Right, so the last move that we saw was Black taking back the pawn here, and Anish moved his rook to attack the bishop here. And then the bishop took here, the knight was taken back, pawn takes, and here the queens had to be traded. Somehow that would have kept the position around even, but he took here. An unbelievable blunder here for this level. Simply rook takes knight, David.
Rook takes knight and the white queen is caught in two minds, but no matter what she decides to do, if she trades queens, Black will recapture. We'll see a trade of rooks. Black will be left with an extra knight at the very end. He does go for that option. If the white queen had stepped aside, taking the black rook, the black queen would have snacked on the white rook.
Yeah.
And again, Black would have had an extra piece.
Then this one was hanging here, so that, oh, he resigns! Wow! That might be the shortest game of this tournament, in a way, like the shortest decisive game. And you can see Magnus must be pleased, but he's showing no emotion there. He also knows that his opponent just lost that through a very, very basic blunder.
Exactly. In chess, the most satisfying victories are when you totally outplay the opponent, you show your superior understanding. This time Magnus frowns, staying calm because he knows it's early in the event, but also he knows he was a bit fortunate to profit from a moment of blindness by Giri. But that is huge, leading by